Week 6 is in the books. It is a Monday, which means I have rankings coming your way. This video being the Class 8-man rankings. Without further ado, I'm not going to waste any of your time. Let's get right into it, starting with 16 through 11. At number 16, new to our rankings, Bishop Garrigan. They beat Siouxland Christian 69-6 last week. At number 15, Lone Tree. They move up one spot from that 16 slot. They beat Calamus Wheatland 48-6 last week. At number 14, Iowa Valley, they moved down to after losing to Winfield Mount Union. Obviously, Winfield Mount Union, a perennial contender this year, so not a horrible loss for Iowa Valley as they hang on in our top 16. Holding down their same spot from last week, which is going to be a theme in Class 8 player, is Southeast Warren. They beat Lamoni 42-6. At number 12, moving up 2 spots in what many people consider to be the game of the week in Class 8-man, Audubon, the Wheelers, they beat Glidden Ralston 34-20. Audubon also holding down obtaining your team of the week status in Class 8-man for week 6. At number 11, Clarksville, they beat GMG 90-22. Again, Clarksville, they had that spot last week. They hold it down. Just can't get into the top 10 because the fact of the matter is no one in the top 10 is losing right now. In fact, a lot of them had running clocks this week. It starts with Don Bosco beating Midland 63-0. The Don scored 35 in the first quarter, followed by 21 in the second, and we're on cruise control the rest of the day. Quarterback Caden Knack had 4 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown. Again, maintaining that theme of a running clock. Lennox, they beat Murray 86-21. Running clocks galore in 8-man. Lennox was able to put up 56 in the first half on Murray. Quarterback Gabe Funk passed for 2 touchdowns and added a rushing score. At number 8, Waco, another running clock, beat New London 67-8. Clayton Miller linked up with Isaac Rich for 3 touchdowns through the air. At number 7, Central City, yet again, another running clock. That is, I think we've got every single team in the top 10 besides one, and they won by forfeit. So all 9 teams that played in the top 10 had a running clock going for them on Friday night, so not much movement. Central City, they beat Easton Valley 93-22. Toughest challenge Friday night for Central City was trying to stay below 100. The Wildcats put up 37 in the first quarter. The lead was 65-0 at halftime. Central City should be in for a good one this week, though, as they travel to Lone Tree. At number 6, Moravia, they beat Melcher Dallas 80-0. Moravia was able to pitch a shutout on senior night in front of their home crowd. Shane Helmick threw for 4 touchdowns. Nothing new there. Jackson McDaniel led the scoring on the ground with 2 touchdowns, and 3 other Mohawks added a rushing score. As you can assume, with all these running clocks, not too much movement inside the top 5. Bedford, they were the one team not to play in the top 10. They got a forfeit win over Stanton. That's why I'm bound. I'll say 17-0. That is just the score they put in for forfeit wins. So if you see that, that is why. Remsen St. Mary's, they took down Arweva, a team that was in our top 16 just like 2 weeks ago. They beat them 47-6. Arweva had been another team with potential to kind of go against some of these ranked teams and knock them down, but Remsen was able to control this game. Had a 2-score lead in the half and was able to put up 25 in the second half. At number 3, Cam, they beat Sydney 64-6. Chase Speaker had 126 yards and 4 touchdowns. 4 different players had a rushing touchdown, and Keegan Krogan added a pick 6. At number 2, Winfield Mount Union, they beat Iowa Valley 76-14. This was a game that potentially had to shake up in the 8-man rankings with a battle of 2 top 12 teams, but Winfield Mount Union just wasn't interested in making it a game as they beat a good Iowa Valley team that's still in our top 16. Jake Edwards passed for 4 touchdowns, and Cam Buffington added 2 more on the ground. And still, your wire-to-wire number 1 team, one of 3 teams across all 7 classes to maintain this status, is Gladbrook Rhinebeck. They beat BGM 56-14. BGM was one of the highest scoring offenses in all of 8-man heading into this one, and they were held to 14 points against Gladbrook Rhinebeck. And the Rebels rolled yet again. This sets up an undefeated battle, though, between Gladbrook Rhinebeck and Clarksville next Friday night. And Clarksville at number 11, they're a riser as of late in our rankings, so should be a good one. Gladbrook Rhinebeck gonna really get to defend that target on their back for what looks like their final test in the regular season. But nevertheless, that is all we have for 8-man rankings. Be sure to subscribe to IA Sports if you're not, and leave a comment letting us know what you think. I'll catch you guys next week for the 8-man Week 8 rankings.